Hi guys, we're going to start with lesson 8.2, which is going to deal with common fractions once again, but this time we're going to be relating unit fractions to division. Now a lot of you may be thinking, what are unit fractions? I forgot. It's really simple, it's nothing too complicated. It's just any fraction that has 1 as a numerator. So for instance, 1/2. That would be a unit fraction. Another example would be 1/6. Because it has 1 as a numerator, it is a unit fraction. What is not a unit fraction would be 3/4. That's not a unit fraction because it has 3 as the numerator, and so it wouldn't count. Okay. Target and success criteria. The target. I can relate unit fractions to division. Success criteria. I can explain how fractions relate to division in words, and I can explain how fractions relate to division in a model. So we're going to kind of work on 3 problems here together. We'll do them really quickly, and then I'll kind of walk you through the journal pages, and that'll be it. So problem 1. Aston has 18 rare coins in his collection. He puts 1/3 of the coins into a safe. How many coins are in the safe? So I know Aston has a total of 18 coins, and I need to figure out how many is 1/3 of those coins. So I need to figure out, this is not the best system, but I'm trying. I need to figure out what 1/3 of 18 is. Okay? That will tell me how many coins are in the safe. So if I have 18 coins laid out, I need to figure out if I put 1/3 of them away, how many did I put away? So one way to look at that is if I know my multiplication facts, I can just take 18 divided by 3. That will tell me how much 1/3 of 18 is, because I would be separating 18 into 3 different groups. And if I figure out how much is in each group, that gives me my answer. So 18 divided by 3, I know that's 6. However, if you need to go ahead and draw that out and draw 18 dots and then put them into 3 different groups, go ahead and be my guest. Okay? So 1/3 of 18 is the same thing as saying 18 divided by 3, which is 6. Okay, the second problem. Grace has 16 rare coins in her collection. She puts 1/4 of the coins into a safe. How many coins are in the safe? Very similar to the first problem. So now I know Grace has 16 rare coins. She's going to put 1/4 of them into the safe. So I need to figure out what 1/4 of 16 is. Okay? So that'd be like saying if I had 16 coins and I put them into 4 different groups, how many are in each group? Well, I know 16 divided by 4 is 4. So all you have to do is take 16 divided by 4, and you're going to get 4. So how many did Grace put in the safe? Well, she put 4 of them into the safe. Now, if you need to draw pictures to help you understand that, that's fine too. Okay, the last problem. Camila has 15 rare coins in her collection. She puts 1/5 of the coins into a safe. How many coins are in the safe? So here I know that I need to find out what 1/5 of 15 is. So my problem is 1/5 of 15. So that's just like saying, if I have 15 coins and I put them into groups of 5, how many are in each group? So I know I'm going to be doing 15 divided by 5. And because I know my multiplication facts, that's really easy for me. I know that's going to be 3. Okay? Draw pictures if it helps you. Now the next slide isn't something you necessarily need to do. You can actually go ahead and skip to this last slide, which has 3 example problems that I want you guys to try on your own. And you'll record those problems back on our lesson slide, where if you go to Tuesday and you go to math, where is that? Right here. It says you're going to do the lesson 8.2 math slides that I post on Google Classroom. Type the answers for each slide here. So here's where you would come in and you would type answer for number 1. Oops. Oh, it won't let me do it. But you'll type the answers for number 1, 2, and 3, however many are on there. And then when you're done, you guys can go ahead and jump and try to do the journal pages 284 and 285. Here's what that looks like. Okay, so It says 1/4 of these eggs are used to make an omelet. How many eggs are in the omelet? It says the eggs can be shared equally among 4 to find 1/4. How could you share the eggs to find thirds? And what about 6? Complete these statements. 12 divided by 4 is the exact same thing as saying 1/4 of 12. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, but this is the exact same problem as 12 divided by 4. Okay? Same thing goes for this one right here. 12 divided by 3 is the exact same thing as saying 1/3 of 12. Okay? We'll keep going. 12 divided by 2 is the same thing as saying 1/2 of 12. And 12 divided by 6 is the exact same thing as saying 1/6 of 12. Okay? Now, it also says, how could you use division to calculate 1/6 of 18? Well, that's something we just did. I know that if I'm taking 1/6 of 18, I can just figure out if I'm putting 18 into 6 different groups, how many are in each group. It kind of gives another explanation here. It says multiplication can also be used to calculate the answer. 1/6 of 18 means 1/6 times 18, which is 18/6. So the answer is 3. That makes sense. So it'd be like doing this. Multiplication of fractions, which is something we haven't quite gotten to yet, but I'll kind of show you how to do this quickly. It's just like saying 1/6 times 18. Okay? Well, when we multiply fractions, we're going to put it over 1 because 18 is the exact same thing as 18 over 1. Okay? So 18 times 1 would be 18, and 6 times 1 would be 6. That's how they got that 18/6. Now then they went ahead and converted it into a whole number. So how many times does 6 go into 18 without going over? 3. Goes in 3 evenly. So the answer is 3. Now that's something we're not quite wanting you to use just yet. I want you to use the strategies I used for the slides first, and then we'll get to that strategy later. All right. So when you guys go ahead and start this assignment, it says circle the fruit to show the fraction, then write the division fact that you used to figure it out. So 1/3 of 12 is blank because, okay, so I need to figure out what 1/3 of 12 is. So I have 12 apples up here. I need to figure out if I divided those into 3 different groups, how many would be in each group. So because I know my multiplication facts, I know 3 goes into 12 4 times. So I know there's going to be 4 in each group. So I'm going to divide these into groups of 4. So 1/3 of 12 is 4. Because, and then I am not able to type and it would take me way too long to write this in pen. 1/3 of 12 is 4 because if I divide 12 into 3 different groups, there are 4 apples. Okay? Now I'm going to have you guys go ahead and try that with B. And then 2, the second part of the homework assignment is the exact same thing. So you guys are just going to keep going. And then here, it's just going to have you complete the equation. It's not going to give you a picture. If you've forgotten how to do that, go ahead and rewind this video and you can see me solving that with the Google Slides. All right, good luck, guys.